Stella and Frederick are in the middle of a heated argument. Stella is upset because they're out of toothpaste again. She says there's no money to buy anything, but Frederick blames her for spending it all. Their kids run in, asking for butter for their toast, making the tension even worse. Stella feels like Frederick isn't providing for the family, while Frederick thinks Stella is wasteful. They sit down for a tense family breakfast. The argument escalates. The kids, sensing the tension, ask for butter for their toast. Stella and Frederick's voices rise, filling the room with accusations and blame. Frederick insists Stella spends too much, while she argues he isn't providing enough. Their children watch in silence, looking confused and scared. Finally, Frederick, unable to handle the confrontation, stands up and walks out of the dining room, leaving Stella and the children behind, feeling abandoned and helpless. Every morning, Stella struggles to get the kids to school using a crowded tricycle. Even though there's an extra car at home, Frederick refuses to let her use it, claiming he doesn't want to spend money on petrol. The children are squished and uncomfortable, and Stella feels the strain of juggling public transportation and her responsibilities. This daily challenge adds to her frustration and feelings of inadequacy as she tries to keep the family functioning despite the lack of support. While Stella and the kids struggle with basic necessities, Frederick spends lavishly on his mistress, Betty. He takes her out to expensive dinners and buys her gifts, showing a stark contrast to the insufficiency his family faces at home. The money he claims not to have for essentials like groceries and petrol is easily spent on his affair, leaving Stella feeling betrayed and abandoned. The financial strain on the family grows, as does Stella's resentment towards Frederick's blatant infidelity. Things take a turn for the worse when Stella's friend tells her that Frederick is cheating on her. Hurt and angry, Stella waits outside Frederick's office to confront him. When he walks out, she directly asks about the affair. Frederick admits it and begs for forgiveness. Stella is torn, hurt, and angry, but still has feelings for him. Despite promising Stella he wouldn't cheat again, Frederick continues his affair with Betty, taking her on dates and promising her money. Stella, suspicious, goes through his phone and discovers their conversations and his plans to buy her gifts. Angered, Stella transfers all the money from Frederick's ATM card to another bank account, leaving him broke and stranded at the mall. When he tries to buy Betty gifts, he realizes he's out of money. Betty, frustrated, leaves him to sort himself out. Frederick returns home, pretending he was scammed, crying and lying to Stella all night about being a victim of fraud. At the salon, Stella and her friend are getting their hair done when Stella overhears a girl talking about Frederick. The girl laughs about how she's using Frederick for his money and plans to dump him soon. She mocks Frederick for talking down on his wife in her presence, not knowing Stella is there. Heartbroken, Stella quietly leaves the salon in tears. Determined to find out more, she memorizes the girl's face and starts planning to trace where she lives the following week. And Betty's fiancé returns from his travels, and she stops answering Frederick's calls, worried and heartbroken. Frederick goes to her house one night to find out why she's been distant. To his shock, he sees another man there and he was thrown out, devastated. Frederick returns home and lies to Stella, claiming he lost a contract. Despite this, Frederick keeps calling and begging Betty to take him back, buying gifts to win her over, but she remains indifferent. Frederick promises to try again, unwilling to give up. Later, we see Frederick with another woman, Betty, arguing about not buying her ice cream. Stella accidentally witnesses this and is devastated. Back home, she confronts Frederick again, telling him she knows everything. Frederick apologizes, promising to give her 40% of his money if she takes him back. Their kids, sensing the tension, tell Stella they miss their dad and want their parents to be together. As the story reaches its climax, Stella's friend advises her to take some time to think about what's best for her and the kids before deciding what to do about Frederick. The video ends, leaving us wondering what Stella will choose. Will she forgive Frederick and try to fix their marriage? Or will she decide to move on for the sake of her own peace and happiness? Stella is left with a difficult decision. Her friend's advice echoes in her mind as she contemplates her next move. What will she choose? The story leaves us in suspense, highlighting the complexities of love, betrayal, and forgiveness.